Welcome to Becoming Her. This podcast is for you if you are ready to step into your most magnetic, authentic, fully expressed version of you and say goodbye to people pleasing tendencies, living life any other way than the way that you actually want to. So, if you are ready to be, do, have anything that you want in this life, then pull up a chair. This podcast is for you, and let's dive in. I'm Emily, and I am going to be your host, where I'm going to be sharing with you my journey of becoming her and help you in your journey of becoming the best version of you so that you can be, do, have everything that you want in this life. My journey started, my journey to self love and self acceptance, right, really started. The pivotal point of it was when I had my spiritual awakening in 2018. And that was just really when my mind was open to all of the possibilities in life of what is possible for us, of the ways of the universe, the ways of life, right? And so I went on this manifesting journey of creating a life on my terms. I turned down my dream job, started working remotely online, and moved to the Middle East to live with my cousin and my auntie and my uncle, and just really started exploring what is it like to live life on your own terms. And I was playing with the terms of manifesting and creating a life, right? And I went on to start my own business doing social media marketing and management. And then in 2020, I moved to Colombia. And just after lockdown, I felt the calling to go into coaching. And so I got into coaching. And when it comes to manifesting, right, and it came to attracting things in my life, the one piece of work that I always avoided was the inner work, right? Like the identity work. Like if someone had said that to me, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, whatever. Like I'll just manifest my way past that, right? Like I'll just gaslight my way past that. And I did that for so many years, right? Like I built a coaching business that was quite successful. I was running this coaching business for like 4 years, and in the end, it really got to the point where I was really burnt out in this business. I had clients that I was just people pleasing all the time. I wasn't upholding my own boundaries. I was doing everything so that my clients liked me, so that they approved of me, just overgiven. And now I totally believe in overgiving, right? But I was overgiven from a place of wanting approval rather than overgiven from a place of wholeness. And I think that's such a big difference in overgiving. And the thing is, right, is I was taking the action and I was doing the things, and maybe it's my identity shifted a little bit, but really I never became her. I never became the version of me who could actually hold everything, that could hold my clients' projections, that I could hold projections of other people. Every time that I was growing, I could feel that my body wanted to shrink, right? My body wanted to shrink back, and eventually that's exactly what happened with the burnout. Is I was growing, and outwardly I was expanding, but internally I wasn't. And so it was so uncomfortable that it came where it ended up contracting back. And I ended up taking a big pause from my business because I needed a break, and I needed to let my nervous system really reset. But also that was really for all I had done some inner work, that was really the catapult into me actually diving into the inner work fully and wholly. And since then, I'm able to come back into my business from a much more grounded, stable place. I've attracted a relationship where if I hadn't done this work, I don't actually think I would have been able to open myself up to receive the kind of love that I receive in this relationship. It is absolutely such a beautiful relationship that we have. So much has changed, right? But the most thing that's changed is my inner state. I've also become a mother in that time. And so doing this work has really helped me to be able to really surrender into motherhood and just allowing what will be to be, and to just get out of my head and not find it too overwhelming, but just to really surrender, right? And this has all been in my journey of becoming her, of becoming the version of me that is the most magnetic, that is the most calm, the version of me that can hold the most success, the version of me that can actually be brave, that can do the things right, that can actually put myself out there in a way that I wasn't able to in the past. Because in the past I was putting myself out there. Like I was a very so if you ask anyone, I've always been like a very confident person, but really like I haven't been a very confident person, right? In terms of like I've appeared confident on the outside, but I have I've always been worried about what other people think, right? Like there's always been this dialogue going on inside of me of like feeling like everything's gonna fall apart, like what, like doomed to the end, like of like, oh my gosh, like something's good happening, okay, like what's the worst thing that's gonna happen now? And like focusing on that, like again, like growing my business, but like whilst growing my business, like putting out content that I think is gonna perform, putting out content that I think is going to sell, rather than allowing myself to really share who I am, share my body of work, right? And I've always known that my body of work is actually here to help women heal and to come to a healthy place of self love. Because for all, like, my journey really started in self love, like in 2018, when I had that spiritual awakening of really learning to start to accept myself, right? But obviously, the joys of entrepreneurship is it brings you fully out into all of your triggers, it puts the spotlight on all of your triggers. And I'm so grateful for the whole journey because it's really brought me here. It's brought me to this podcast of really filling out my mission. And so if you are here, please like, follow, subscribe, and comment if you are resonating with this. Like if you are here for this conversation, because my goal with this podcast is that you on the other side of this screen, right, every week are going to tune into this podcast and we are going to have a conversation around identity, around being authentic, around leadership, about leading yourself through things. And as a result, you are going to up level in your confidence, in how you see yourself, in how you feel within yourself, in how your nervous system feels, in how you receive love, money, joy, like receive all of it, receive clients in your business. I want nothing more than for you to feel the peace that I feel, right? To be able to look in the mirror and say thank you to your reflection, to actually like what you see in the mirror, for someone to say that they don't like you, for someone to break up with you, for you to get rejected, for a client to say no, and for you to not make it mean anything about you, but for you to actually be able to still stay in this place of certainty of you knowing who you are and liking who you are, right? I think as women, like, we're just so used to, like, don't be so full of yourself, right? Like, who do you think you are? And so we'll play ourselves down, right? Like, we don't receive compliments. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, thanks. It was only £10. Or like, oh, your hair looks really nice. Oh, really? Oh, I just couldn't get it to go the way that I wanted it to. Your makeup looks nice. Thanks. I was rushing. I thought it looked stupid when I came out. Like, we always take a compliment and then like back it back, right? And that's just what women do, right? Like, we are so conditioned. And do you know what, right? Like, also by other women though, we are conditioned to like stay small. And I want you to be able to shine your light and live life on your terms of however you want to do it, whatever that means to you, because it looks different for everyone, right? But I want you to be able to walk into every room with your head held high, your shoulders back, and for you to be able to not shrink when other people start getting triggered by your light, when people are getting intimidated by you standing in your wholeness, for you not to shrink, right? For you not to think, oh my gosh, who do I think I am? But for you to be able to stand there and love people and allow for people to be triggered by you if that's what needs to be, but for you to never change who you are to fit into people and just stay true to yourself, because that is the journey that I have been on. And as you begin to stay in who you are, the confidence, the trust, just the way that you feel internally, like, and then also like the way that life reflects out to you is so magical that it's what I want for everyone, right? So, in this podcast, we're going to be talking a lot about identity. Identity is your identity right now, is really what is determining every single thing that you're experiencing, right? It's determining the job that you're in, it is determining the relationship that you have, what you are receiving in your relationship. It is it is reflected in how much money you are earning or how much money you are not earning. It is reflected in how you look externally, right? Because when we are like, if you are losing weight, if you're struggling to gain weight, whatever it is, right, all comes back down to your identity and how you see yourself. Because as Tony Robbins says, right, like your life is just playing out the stories in your head. And so if you want to change your life, change the story. And this is what we're going to be doing in this podcast, is we are going to be upgrading in your identity of really looking at what stories are playing out. How is it playing out in your life, right? And what story do you actually want to create and let live out your life? So if you are here, if you are ready to up level, to make your life so juicy, right? If you just want to feel more confident in yourself, if you want to like yourself more, if you actually want to be on a journey of self-love, if you want to make any changes in your life, if you want changes in your relationship, in your job, in your career, in your business, in your money, in the clients that you are attracting or the clients that you are not attracting, how you feel within yourself, then this podcast is for you. So that's a quick intro. I just want to. So here's the thing, right? Your whole life is being run by 95% of your subconscious mind. And so the way that you are showing up, the way that you are acting out, the way that you are going about every single day, like your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, your daily habits, they are all running on autopilot. There's only 5% of you that is conscious, right? And so what we are going to do is we are going to tap into that 5% and we are going to embed that into the 95% so that you start acting differently, you start showing up differently, so that you start being a different person. And as a result, right, when you do this work, just a quick warning is like when you decide that you're going to up level and you actually you mean it and you're going to do it, right? Now, there are going to be people who will absolutely get triggered by you. When you shine your light bright, it can absolutely trigger people, right? When you start being a version of yourself that other people won't allow themselves to be, it can cause a trigger, and that can come with a little bit of discomfort of maybe it looks like people are falling away. It could look like people just are different with you, right? Like you feel that like your friends just are different with you. People don't like People like to see people doing well, but they don't often like to see them doing better than them. So this is your warning that if you are going to dive into this podcast, right, be prepared for change to happen in your life, because when you start to change your life has to change, right? And you have to trust the process on it. But there's going to be change. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, because here's the thing. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Like there's a reason why they call like the top earners in the world, right? Like the 1%. It's because like the 1% are the 1% that's willing to do what the 99% aren't willing to do. And so if you are ready to become her, right? That version of you that has everything that she wants, the version of you that can be, do, have exactly what you want, right? Then you have to be willing to get uncomfortable, to do things that most people won't do. And we are going to be changing patterns. We are going to be rewriting programs. We are going to be recalibrating your nervous system. And we are going to be having a lot of fun whilst doing it as well. So buckle up. This was episode 1, introduction of Becoming Her. And I am so excited to meet you in episode 2. So once more, if you have enjoyed this, if you're excited for this podcast, please comment below and let me know. But like, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, like if you know someone who could do with this work, right? If you know someone who you think like, you know what, let's get in on this conversation, please share it, because this conversation needs to be had by so many women. Like my vision for this podcast is that it helps as many women as it can reach to just become a little bit softer, to become a little bit more open, a little bit more self expressed, a little bit more them, to be able to allow themselves to become happier, to become wealthier, to become more full of love, and to actually enjoy this beautiful, crazy journey that we call life. So, yeah, I will see you in episode 2, which is up now. And then every week moving forward on Wednesdays, there will be a new episode dropped. So, make sure to follow along. Follow my Instagram, which is in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Bye.